But only those ones that's for the truth can really have something truthful to say. I'm tripping off my controller not working now. I'm tripping off of all the different little problems I'm having with technology. But I know why. See, once you come into the wisdom to be wise, like I put on my other channel, the wise. Because once you are transformed with the wisdom to be wise, because you know why, you the eye from the sky living here. Isn't it ironic how the caterpillar crawling on the ground transformed into a butterfly? This is basically what happened to me when I gave up on life as we speak. When I was in the hospital, where you're supposed to go at when you want to live, when you want to survive. I gave up on life in the hospital, not committing suicide. I gave up life in the hospital to be given life back, to live life straight. To know that I'm eternal. I'll never die. Because the truth is the truth. We live in a circle of life. And one thing about the circle of life, it do what it do. It's all in cause and effects. When you look at the life that we live, and you look at, you was born here not knowing nothing. Now, looking at life from knowing and not from believing in. The power is within you, being the truth in you. Think about it. All this time, we've been basically been lied to. Lied to, not know the truth. Because some motherfuckers have their own agenda. Yeah, y'all see how I got that thing hooked up? I got it hooked up. Believe that. Trying to make for y'all. So like I was saying, it is what it is when you look at the truth being just that. In the heartbeat of your heart, the facts are the facts. If your heart stop, you stop. It is what it is until it beat again. But the key to life is where the beat come from. The beat comes from deep within you, not out there in the cosmos and the bullshit that people been telling to you. The truth is all the power to everything being here is the power in you to go while you're here, living out a life that was given to you from a divine creator that loves telling the truth. But by us being human, we lie. Because the truth is one way all day, every day, just like your heartbeat with the magnetic rotational pull of this earth pulling you from today into tomorrow. I can give it to you with the breath that the Creator just gave it to give to you. But it is what it is. The truth is the truth. We've been lied to. And we've been lied to at an age when it do what it do. Because if you lied to as a child, think about that for a minute, people. That is when you at your most impressionable stage to be impressed by anything else that's on your stage. Meaning, your mom and your dad is your balance of you being balanced out in this life, knowing something, not believing in something. Think about it. You was taught to believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. I'm going to always stay on those. Why I'm going to always stay on those? Because those are the ones to lead up to the God and the Jesus. I'm just giving it to you like the Creator is giving it to me to be created for you, to know this for you, because the truth is the truth and it's free. Period. We living here, and where we supposed to be living here as a heaven. This planet that we live on is supposed to be our heaven. But when you look at it's someone else's heaven, those greedy motherfuckers, that's basically family, started the bullshit. Think about it. Cause and effect. The families of the ones that wanted to be able to rule and where you go is the ones that got this shit and up fucked up. So I'm just saying the truth is the truth. And it's in you to tell it. And not to be afraid to die while you telling it. Because dying is a part of living. So if you ain't living the truth, you're living a lie. So of course you will be afraid to die. Because you don't know what the truth is within you. I'm just saying. It is what it is. Crazy is insane now. And straight is crazy now. Insane, it's so mixed up now for y'all to the point where y'all don't understand, it's me. And me is right side up, we, all as one being created from a one loving creator, one way all day, not to judge you any days, because the Creator created you to do exactly what you do, because you have life, you have free will, you have the choices. So therefore, when you get weighed for your choices that you choose to do in a circle of life, it's going to come back around for you in this life or in the next one. I'm just giving you what the Creator is giving me to get to you, so you can know the truth for you, because you was lied to at your lowest stage. Think about it. Your mom and your dad says to you, don't lie to them. But they start you off with a lie, knowing that Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy ain't true. Some people say people do this here so the child could have inspiration. Man, a child could get inspiration from a bird flying by, or a bumblebee, or a butterfly. Not from no lie. That's why the shit been fucked up for so long, because of that shit. We've been lying too long to not tell the truth about knowing what the truth is about some bullshit. Why keep bullshitting the children to have the bullshit circle around again and again and again? Y'all all know that this holiday bullshit is nothing but propaganda for you to go and buy some fucking bullshit and somebody to get paid for you buying a whole bunch of bullshit on some called fucking holiday. Let me tell you something about a holiday. Every day you're hollering, so that should be a holiday. So therefore, you don't need no motherfucking day to lay there and be happy on and somebody be sad. It's time for us to come together as serious as this shit is. And stop laying up there and not worrying about shit because y'all letting it pass. Nah, if you ain't worrying about it now because it ain't dealing with you, when it get finished dealing with everybody else, then it's you. So stop being fucking stupid the way that you was taught to be stupid, to think stupid. Some of y'all just stuck on stupid, don't want to be straight because y'all know that straight gonna show that you've been stupid for a long time. Some of y'all just don't want to see yourself looking like that in the mirror. But hey, I'm telling you, from the divine creator for all of us, sometimes there's no pain, no gain. Let the fucking lies go. It's time to start telling the motherfucking truth. Because I don't see how there's no fucking way I don't have a fucking attorney yet. But I saw when I put it on YouTube, when I called the attorney up, they even have it on a computer that I had already called, and no one had called me back on none of the cases that I didn't called on. I called on when the doctor told me that I was HIV positive, and I wasn't. And I got on tape where I caught the doctor explaining to me how he came to the conclusion of me being HIV positive, and he threw the nurses under the bus by saying that they was understaffed, and the nurses made a mistake with the paperwork. Any way you look at that, it's misdiagnosis. So I called up legal aid for that. No one called me back. They waited 2 years for that to pass. With this bullshit dealing with Walmart here in Houston, Texas, this bullshit here, this shit ain't gonna last. I'm not gonna sit tight on this one like I did on the other ones. Because I've been put in jail, falsely accused and put in jail, cruelly and unusually punished, and then after I didn't want to plead out, I was thrown back in jail again to have to pay money. I paid $500 to get out of jail, and that fucked me up in my rent and everything. So like I said to anybody out there that's telling the truth, hey, it is what it is. If we don't have no money, our word ain't shit. Ain't that a bitch? That's why I got the shit on tape. Y'all hear me? That's why I got it on tape. Yeah, they done laid up there and erased a lot of shit, but see, they don't understand understand exactly how the creator is doing this here. I got backup on backup on backup. I got some shit. I got computers around here. All we gotta do is go in that bitch. Because these people got ways to get anything that you need out of a computer when it comes down to if you pay for it, you can get it. So, it's time for to get with the truth. If they got some lawyer that got some nuts that want to live there and do something for the truth, for a change with the fucked up system that we live in and he part of. If you ready for some type of change, Mr. Liar Lawyer, you can get in touch with me. It is what it is. The truth is the truth. And all y'all gonna see when I stand up and talk about it. Yeah, I said stand up and talk about it. Yeah, Walmart, y'all might want to bring that tape out where I stood up to y'all law enforcement officer and flipped him over and he got mad and dragged me, not knowing that I was paralyzed. But the spark of being fed up to not being able to stand up stood up for me that day. And the truth is the truth. It just fucked me up and took my ass away. Put my ass in jail. After dislocating my shoulder and everything. That's a horrible time that you must remember. And I sit here and I think about it. I was put in jail for just showing that Walmart is racist with the return policy. Walmart profile people in wheelchairs when they come to the shop there. Because I came to the shop there looking like this. And shit, I can go anywhere the fuck I want to spend my motherfucking money in the kind of way I want as long as I got some fucking clothes on. So like I say again, I showed my truth to what the truth is. And it is what it is. When I say it's my truth, I got it on videotape. So, when you look at the race 2 tapes, one of them is gone forever. But on my iPhone, it shows the evidence of that date and how much content was erased off of the iPhone. So that shows right there. Why would they erase shit unless shit was gonna show the true shit to what they were saying? And see, the trip part about all of this is, for me to be put in jail for trespassing, and all I was doing was waiting for a police to come so I can explain to the policeman what I was doing, and then give Walmart back the videotape that they gave to me accidentally. So I was all to the right of being there on that day and was did all to the wrong. Because they actually thought that I had stole the videotape that I had already had in my bag all along. And when the videotape showed it, me getting out the vehicle, bringing the tape inside of Walmart, it is what it is, and they know. And that is the reason why when I wouldn't plead out, they put me back in jail to pay $500 to get out. I'm just trying to told you. I know what's going on. And now you got the liar lawyers. They're afraid to deal with me with the truth. Because if they wasn't, I would have got me a liar lawyer by now. I'm just saying, truth is truth. But I don't have a liar lawyer right now because I don't have no money to give away to the liar lawyer so he can fuck my case up. I won't do that because I already know. I give any liar lawyer any type of money, they can fuck up the case and still get paid for it. In order for us to do exactly what this case gonna do, you gonna have to trust in me to know that I'm telling you the truth. Because I don't even trust you when you gonna be my lawyer. I'm just telling the truth. Oh, y'all just don't know how much I hate. Y'all don't know how much I dislike smoking marijuana. But y'all also don't have a broken back with titanium rods in it and have muscle spasms and will not take that fucking poison. Marijuana it is, but wait till it's legal to eat the candy, to get the candy. Oh, it'll be on then. I won't have to worry about the smoke no more. And I get it in some candy form. And all I do is just put it in my tongue. But it's hard, people, to be a paraplegic. But it's easy when you know the truth. Because when I sit here, being in my wheelchair now, knowing what I know now, I already know where I'm going. And that's basically what most people are so afraid of. The unknown. But you gotta realize, the Creator created itself out of nothing but a feeling of being alone. So the Creator created all the space in here to never be alone again, and then created us as the greatest creations of all to be in the conscious thinking, natural human from Mother Earth, baby. We are the birth, baby. We are the divine creator's greatest creation of all to be in. The conscious thinking human, baby. Think about the beginning. In the beginning, before the pyramids, we done did what we're about to do so many times over. The truth is the truth. And every time we did it, Mother Earth and the divine creator of all bounced back, creating again. Because we eternal, baby. You just not eternal in this mental state. Yeah. You get one chance at this body here, and then after that death, you go into another body. It is what it is. But you gonna get yourself due for the bullshit. And it don't have nothing to do with the divine creator that loves you unconditionally, that created you to have some shit. That is why the creator don't never judge you. Why would the Creator judge you when the Creator is in you for you to be a creator too? I know this. Y'all don't know this shit because y'all wants to believe in the bullshit because y'all was taught to believe in the bullshit. But if y'all just stop the bullshit and go back to the beginning, it was two, man and a woman, and then it was you. We've been lied to not know the truth is within us, so we won't never be without. Doubt, baby. Doubt in the divine is having peace of mind to go with your body and your soul. It just feels so good to know when my body is hurt. My body is hurt. Hey, but I'm going through the pain because when you think about it, I did the shit. And I'm living because of the divine creator within me that fights for me all day, every day, that loves, never hate. But the fight is just the light to be alive, baby. To be alive, baby. But it's not a fight. It's not a race. Because when you already know it's one, woo, y'all hear how that go? You already know it's one. I'm talking about you already know that it's one like running a race, and I'm already talking about y'all already know that it's one like in the number one. Why do you think I got on that Grand Theft Auto? One love. Why hate? One. See? To any one of y'all that don't know that there is a divine creator that didn't create this by chance. It's a divine creator within us that divine this whole planet. And it's all that one. Now, let me break it down to you and have fun. I want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then tell me which number is missing. Now, when you come to the conclusion that the 0 is the number that's missing, because it can't be the 10, because that's 2 numbers instead of 1. So, when you see that the 0 is the number that's missing, I want you to hear me out so you can know this is the truth. When you see it as the 0 is the number that's missing, I'm going to tell you from the Creator telling me to tell you this. Take the 1 and circle all the numbers and then tell me what number is missing. It can't be the 1 because the 1 is the circle that's around all the numbers. And that's all of us. Everything clothed inside this planet. Y'all don't see the truth in the one and only created a love from within. Unconditional love. Something that you couldn't control or explain. But I can. Because I went all in. To not want to know it all. Because I wouldn't want to know when someone I love is going to die. That's bullshit. Who would want to know that? It is what it is. The loving you unconditionally, the Creator loves all day, every day, never to hate nothing that happens to you. But the circle of life goes around, comes around, cause and effect. We all live on vibrations from the divine Creator of life, which is the light in us and in everything that's living. Because everything that moves on this planet is alive, because we all one with everybody. But we wasn't taught to know this. We was taught that it was a separation in the divine Creator, which is in each and every one of us all at the same time. We was taught that it was a separation between that it, in you, to know the truth is the truth. Period. Like the 4 periods of your life I'm about to give you. Your first period is when your mama misses her. Your second period is you live. Your third period is you die. And the fourth period is that ain't where it ends after you die. You're on a death certificate. He or she is dead. Period. But that's the period when someone else gets paid off of your debt. Think about it. Off of your debt, someone else gets paid when you die by your people signing a debt certificate. That certificate goes to the debtor who has your bond. This is some bullshit. So you die rich by living poor to go to a heaven that was lied to you that you was going to. I'm just saying. It's time for us to wake up from the fairy tale bullshit that we being taught. And living in this circle of life, what goes around comes around. The truth is the truth. If we dumbing down our kids too, our kids gonna be stupid just as stupid as we was taught to be fucking stupid. Come on, fucking people. It's time to wake up from the bullshit. I don't never sleep no more. I just be resting my eyeballs and my body do the same. Because it's always working. It just slows down when I'm resting my eyeballs. It is what it is. I'm always thinking. See, y'all ain't thinking. Y'all sleep. Sleepwalking. It is what it is. I'm just telling you from what the divine Creator is giving me to tell you. So you can know the truth, hear the truth in you. So I can explain to you who you are to me. You are me. I am you. That's why the me is we upside down. The truth is the truth. We twisted with the 3 E's. The 4 E's, I'm sorry. We twisted with the 4 E's. E, 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 and E. Me is 2 E's and we is 2 E's. That's 4 E's. So let me go back to the 4 words beginning with L, ending with E, to telling you that there's no ending to eternity. And that's what love is, baby. See, most of y'all don't understand, overstand, and understand. There's only one word you can say in vain. And that's when you tell someone that you love them, but you don't truly feel the same. When they find out that you don't truly love them, that could change their whole world. When they truly thought that you were telling them the truth when you said that you loved them, it is what it is. That's the only word you can say in vain, because God can never be the Creator's original name, because you say that in vain while having sex. And now y'all saying love anytime y'all want just to appease some people. Because if you look back in the G, before somebody ever violated the truth being the truth and them not knowing it and shit, when the vagina accepts the penis, that is the divine Creator's creation of you are not supposed to be bullshitting with that serious act right there. Let me break that act down to you. By the Creator's original name being love. So let me give you the 4 words beginning with L, ending with E. Life, live, love, leave. Life, live, love, leave. From LOVE, the loving you unconditional creator that loves you unconditionally. How you could never be the divine creator and have the love of the divine creator that loves you one way. Simply because that if you get mad at your children that you say that you love unconditionally, if you get mad at yourself for doing something stupidly, you lose all control of that one that loves you unconditionally. See, that's something within you that you can never control, because that's what you have within you to never give up on. I gave up on that, and it was given back. For me to live here telling the truth. The facts are the facts. Not to live to the left, right, or backwards. To live straight. So now I can share this with you, which I am as straight as an arrow shot at a target. No one's going to hit in the middle. I am as sharp as a razor that can cut a hair follicle down the middle. Because I know the light that was turned on in my heart. I know now that the reason why I didn't learn how to read or write, because I wouldn't have been smart. I just been a puppet to y'all bullshit. I wouldn't be using the divine mind and time to go along with my heart, body, and soul all at the same time. I wouldn't. Y'all would still have a split down the middle. Because I still be believing in bullshit like the Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, and then to get on my knees and say, Our Father who art in heaven, when I supposed to be saying some real shit to my dad, my father right here on earth. Because the creator is neither man nor woman, black nor white, nobody's mom or dad. The creator is just the creator, period. Creator of all good, all the time. That's what makes the creator divine. Because the creator gave you a mind and will never control your mind or take away your free will or your choices. We've been lied to the point where a lot of you live and say y'all hear voices. But the truth is the truth. If you haven't been taught the truth, any shit could be happening to you and you don't know what it is happening to you because you don't know the truth within you. That's why I do what I do every day that I do it. Because I'll never die with the truth of me again. I'm going to be done told it. Woo! And some people will be like, you ought to lay up there and do this with your show. This, I'm like this here. This is raw truth. And this is what you need to know. And that's the two E's in the middle. Duke. Yo. You need to know. E-E, as in me, as in we, as in one. Fucking conscious thinking motherfucking people. For different nationalities, different mindsets. But the beat is all from the same spark, people. You've been lied to. Big time. I'm gonna share another one for you. This one here, I like it. Because it shows so much of what the divine is telling me to get to you as it's coming to me for you to know. People lie, but the numbers never don't. The numbers don't lie. The people lie, but the numbers don't. Why do you think number one is a straight line with a crooked at the top and based at the bottom? Why? Did you ever think about that one? mind-boggling when you know what I know. The truth is the truth. The spark while we go. It's not complicated. It's not rocket fucking science. Man made this shit complicated. We made it complicated. Do the animals have a Bible? They got laws by nature. If the animals are doing anything that's not by the laws of nature, 9 times out of 10, it's because of us and our chemicals and shit. From the concrete going on top of Mother Earth to us tearing the trees down. What part do we not understand to overstand? The circle of this life being destroyed will come around. But the earth will heal itself just like a soul do. Where do your soul heal from? Outside or from within? It heals from within so it can be without doubt of the creator from within. For you to be a creator too. See, we've been taught this bullshit to believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the God and the Jesus bullshit too. Everything outside of you instead of all that's divine that's in you. We've been lied to big time to not know the truth. And it really disturbs me to say that I have a chance to change some things by some bullshit happening to me that I know that I have nothing but the truth and the proof behind me to show that I was falsely accused, cruelly and unusually punished, assaulted, because first of all, the security guard, no, the sheriff should have never put his hands on my shoulders if I didn't have handles on my wheelchair. He wasn't supposed to put his hands on me. And I wasn't never read my Miranda rights. I was slammed on the ground, thrown in the police car after sitting on my head. No, after sitting on my hands in a wheelchair with the handcuffs on. So you tell me, what is the reason for handcuffs on a handicapped man and the handcuffs on a handicapped man behind his back and him sit on his hands knowing that he can't feel his ass, so he can sit on the handcuffs and scratch skin off of his ass just like I did. See what I've been through? And I have all my proof. But I can't even get a lawyer to talk to me. Because they're a bunch of bitches. Meaning female dogs. Because they're afraid of dealing with the truth being in their backyard. But that just go to show you how much bullshit is in the justice system. The justice system is no justice system for the people. It's just a system to hold the people as far down as it can hold the people. But until the people get the justice system and the Congress and all the rest of those people to understand, to overstand, and understand, it ain't these rich sons of bitches that's running the motherfucking world. It's the fucking people. But we done live there and let it get a little too deep. We done live there and let them get a little too powerful. And if we don't vibrate together, people, they gonna have another Holocaust. But you can't be afraid. Because when you look at it, it is what it is. What goes around, comes around. They're gonna get theirs back. It is what it is. The truth is the truth. Facts are the facts. This is some bullshit. Wake up, boy. Wake up. One thing about knowing what I know, the truth being just that, and me being back in here with the facts, and I'm able to articulate it well enough to paint a picture for the illiterate person to see it. Because a lot of people out there like me that can't read or write, but they're going by what somebody else is reading to them, and that's how they're losing the fight to the truth, because they can't read. Now, I'm just happy that I went into life with my free will, and I'm just being honest. I didn't want to come back here, but being back, it is what it is. And that's a shame. That's a shame when a person could be done went through what I done went through and know what happens in them hospitals. It's a shame for the doctors to be doing what they're doing and not have no remorse or empathy or compassion for the people that they're doing it to. It's a shame. It's a shame. I say to any one of y'all out there, if you truly care, it's like, go to a doctor and say, doctor, come on, man. I want to know, what is your motivation to make a person their healthiest? When you already know if a person is at their healthiest, they don't come back to you no more. And your money flow stops. So you have no motivation for them to get healthy. The medication to keep them sick is all you got. People, how much sense does that make? Before there was medicine, there wasn't shit. Like I said again, before medicine, there wasn't shit. Why there wasn't shit? Because the divine creator within you, to be a creator too, works the best within you, for you, to need no medication, because the body do what it do, when it do it, how it do it. When you put what you're supposed to put into it, you get what you're supposed to get out of it. It is what it is. Why? Do we allow our senior citizens to die suffering on a delusional medication and shit? Why? All because we was taught a lie to live by. Main reason why is why I fell with 3 dollars instead of just 1. They want to keep you confused with your hands in the sky connected to the eye, wondering why you're here. And like I said again, it's not rocket science. When it starts off the way it should be, 2 people, what? In love, what? Creating, what? More people, what? That's in love, what? That's supposed to be in love, what? That changes from love, what? To dislike, what? And to hate, what? Because it's starting to overpopulate, what? With people, what? After shit was created, what? And next thing you know, people want to live there and control the people that are creating the shit, what? And that's what is happening right now, right? I'm just trying to tell you how this shit just switches. How everything just switches. It is what it is. why I created it one way all day, every day. Where did hate come from? Some people say the Creator created hate. No, as to the whole of you being. The creation created hate. Anything. Because the two people only knew love until hate was introduced later on. Evolved to know, as the truth is within you, to know. The bullshit was taught to you, so you wouldn't know what the truth is in you. Because then you start to feel the power of the knowing, and not to believe in that bullshit like you're a kid no more. You're not a kid no more. You're an adult now. Stages is over from then to now. There's no such thing as here today, gone tomorrow. Here today, gone today, because ain't nobody promised tomorrow. You can die right now. And to know that the race to see tomorrow is already won, to not have to run any race at all. Come on, people. It is what it is. Love of knowing. Love. Love is the only power that holds this whole planet together. Period. It is what it is. That's why I love you more than you love you. Because I know the truth and you don't. I tell you the truth so you know the truth yourself. But you're going to believe what you want. Because this is exactly how we was taught to believe in bullshit. So we would be subject not to get close to knowing the truth. Because when you think about the stages, you should be into the knowing now, not the believing in. No, you should be into the knowing now because you get the time, because you took the time out to get to know what you know when you filter the truth through knowing it's come from the beat of his heart. The beat of the heart is the only thing that tells you the truth. When the beat of your heart gets fast, something is happening to you. Because of me having a broken back, my 5, 6, and 7 vertebrae was fused in my back. I had to get titanium rods put in my back. The pain do what it do. You know. Like I said again, the truth is the truth. I never take the medication. Now, some people say never say never. I never take the pain medication again. Because I think about when I was in jail. I wasn't taking the medication then I needed it. But I needed something for the pain. And I had some prescription for hydrocodone. They wouldn't give me none. They wouldn't give me none of my medication. So just think if I was on all the medication that I was on when they put me in jail, I would have died. That's why I know the truth to why I am alive. Because to put somebody in jail, you know the medication that I was on, then take medication away from them. They didn't know that I was smoking marijuana instead of taking the medication. And if it wasn't for the divine creator that told me when I was in that hospital to leave the hospital after I woke up with a purple chest, after they tried to kill me, and I ain't been back to the hospital since, they put me in jail to try to kill me. Because I was trying to get Walmart, because I knew Walmart was going to do what they did. I'm telling y'all the truth. I knew Walmart was going to do what they did, and I was going to catch it on videotape, and I was going to sue Walmart, and I was going to get rich. I'm just telling you the truth. It is what it is. I knew what Walmart was going to do to me before they did it. So like I say again, it is what it is. The truth is the truth. And you can't be afraid of dying by telling the truth. Because I'd rather die all day, every day, any day, telling the truth, than die right after fessing up to a lie. It is what it is. If it's your time to go, you gon' die, because it's your time. So what are you afraid of? You better not be afraid of telling the truth. Wildlife. So they probably gonna throw this off too. So anyway.
Feel free to write all this down. I'm not gonna wait for you to write it all down. Okay, so we'll be here forever, all right? But feel free to write, it's not a problem, okay? And then what I really want you to do is take what you just heard me teach you today, if you don't have a problem doing it, and go teach it to somebody else. Y'all hear what I'm saying? This is not Dr. Ray's lecture. This is just a message coming from Dr. Ray. And I want you to take this and go share it with as many people as you can, because it's about freeing our own people. Can I get it out there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you heard what I'm saying? Yeah, you did. That's what I'm talking about, man.
And by the way, for those who don't know what Ashe means, it's spelled A-S-E, accent in English characters, and it means that I give all the support of the universe into what was just said. Okay? That's the African way of affirmation. We who grew up in the church, we used to say it, amen. We mean the same thing. Okay? But so that you'll know, amen is not an affirmation.
No,
amen is really one of the ancient names of the Almighty. Okay? From ancient Egypt. And it's pronounced amen. Not amen. You see what I'm saying? Okay, what happened is the Europeans went into Egypt and saw the name, one of the names of God, okay, and attached it to the end of their prayers. Am I making sense? Yes. So next time you sit in church and you say amen, I want you to hear my voice. That's it, okay? Say Ashe, and then everybody in church will look at you. What? What is culture? Culture is the set of ideas, concepts, and agencies used to structure the behavior of a people. Did y'all grab that? I repeat, culture is the set of ideas, but you need to ask is whose idea? Concepts, whose concepts? And agencies, what agencies? Used to structure the behavior of a people. Because if you control what people think, you will control their behavior. Does everybody understand this? That's culture. Today's lecture is cultural imperialism. So let's deal with that. What is cultural imperialism? Cultural imperialism is the set of ideas, concepts, and agencies used to structure the behavior of a people, and here's the key, into what is required to bring about a harmonious, stable, and prosperous society. Read the rest of it. In accordance with the will of those in power.
See how creative stuff.
That's what cultural imperialism is about. Cultural imperialism
is
the standard that has been set by those who want to control you into the way they want you to live. That's cultural imperialism. The root word of culture is the word what? Cult. Yes. And we've been taught that the word cult is a bad thing. The word cult in and of itself is not a bad thing. Cult simply means the way of a particular people or the way of a particular group. That's all a cult is. We think that cult is satanic.
Because they put it like
do you not know, and
like
think about this. Do y'all not know that every church denomination thinks the other denomination is a cult? The Jehovah's Witnesses think the Baptists are a cult. The Baptists think the Church of God in Christ is a cult. Y'all follow what I'm saying? That's really deep because y'all all sing the same song. But y'all got different belief systems, but when it comes to the songs y'all think, it don't matter. Y'all the same song. The word culture is the root word cult, and it is seen in other words like what? Agriculture, what else? Horticulture, and cultivate. Okay, so you need to understand what cultural imperialism means. Running through all of these terms is the idea of human effort and influence in the growth and development of something. And that's what culture is all about. Culture is about determining the behavior of a people. We must understand the power of cultural thought. Everybody say cultural thinking. Cultural thinking. Now, even though I just asked you to say it, you do it all the time. You do it all the time. We were raised to think culturally. You see, in fact, cultural thinking is the result of what we call compulsive behavior. You're doing it, don't even know you're doing it, because that's what you were raised to do. You think culturally. And that's why when somebody comes along with another way of thinking, or outside of your circle of awareness, or outside of your cultural paradigm, you frown on it. You see? I remember back in 1970, I came home from high school, and I had on a dashiki. My grandmother, who was the state supervisor of women in the Church of God in Christ for the state of New Jersey, she came and looked through the peephole in the door. She said, "Boy, what is that thing you got on?" I said, "It's a dashiki, Grandma." "A what?" "A dashiki. You ain't coming in this house with that thing on." And I honestly had to take it off, give it to her through the door with the chain on it, through the crack in the door, and she took it and put it in the sink and set it on fire. You know why? Because within the parameters of her Church of God in Christ awareness, that was satanic. That was of the devil. And it had to be burned. You see what I'm saying? And then I needed to be saved. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So we must understand how powerful cultural thought is. Social culture, the shaping of what? Human behavior, is the goal of what two areas? Religion and what else? Education. Everybody say religion is a control mechanism. Did y'all grab that? Everybody say education is also a control mechanism. Now, really what's deep about that is the word education. The root word is the word educe. E-D-U-C-E, which means to reach into a person and pull out what's in them. But in most of our way of thinking, educate means to brainwash. means to teach or tell a person what they are supposed to think. That's not educate. Educate to a person and bringing out of them their potential. It's the word educe. Because there are cultural errors, there's a need for cultural reformation. What cultural errors are you talking about, Brother Ray? Look around the room. All I see in this room are Africans. That's all I see in here. Yep. Regardless of your skin tone, all I see is non-white people in this room. Unless I'm not looking good. But I don't see anybody. And like Dr. Ben says, okay, if you ain't white, that means you're African. Period. It's real simple. Even though they're now passing laws, in case y'all didn't know this, the new definition of white now is any ethnic people of Europe or North Africa. Don't take my word for it, just get a job application. And look on the back of the job applications that you get now and see the definition of white. They've made white folk North Africans now. And that's something. That's something else. The United States Census Bureau can make that determination. Just like they decided that Egypt ain't in Africa no more. It's in the Middle East now. Like
they made up a middle. Because there is no such thing as a middle fucking east.
Near East and
Bunch of
Middle
bullshit.
East.
Bunch of bullshit.
There are cultural errors. And when I look at black people, when I look at Africans who have lost the awareness of being African because of cultural imperialism, that's a cultural error. And because of these cultural errors, there's a need for reformation. We become imitators of our cultural influences. For example, kissing. Why do you think that when you go out on a date you have to kiss goodnight? Who told you that? I saw a brother, talking about this just a couple weeks ago, a few days ago, I saw a brother, he had to be well in his late 30s, maybe, almost 40s, maybe. I'm not good at estimating people's ages. And I'm driving down the street, he's walking down the street, and I see this brother, and his pants was underneath his butt. Not hanging low on his butt, I mean actually underneath his butt. I mean, I'm watching his skivvies, as we call it in the Marine Corps, his drawers, and he is walking like this. He walks all wide legs, right? Now, the reason why he walks wide legs is to keep the pants from falling down any further. And something came over me. I just had to take the risk of getting into a fight. I pulled over, I started to say, man, why don't you pull your pants up? But that's not what came out. What came out was, brother, where did you get that idea from? Okay. That's what came out. You see? Cultural influences. And when I asked him in that manner, he looked at me as if to say, you know, and like he thought for a moment. The way I'm wearing my pants really did not come from my mind. But evidently an outside influence is dictating to me how I should wear my pants. And he began to pull them up because he didn't want to be influenced so easily. You follow what I'm saying? We become imitators of our cultural influences. Kissing, hugging, worshiping. How many times have you been in church and you've seen people the same way. Hold on to the back of the pew. The same way. They're all speaking tongues in a particular church the same way. You got what I'm saying? Emotional reactions to things. Even saying those magical words of what? I love you. Yeah. Why is it, brother, that you think that you can't make any headway with sister until you say, I love you? That's cultural influences. There are problems that exist. And I used to look at us and wonder what's really wrong with the individual. But notice what I have here. If 3% of the population comes down with an illness, then we must look at the habits and lifestyles of the sick individuals. Got me? If only 3% of the population comes down. But now, if 50% or more of the population comes down with the same illness, then we must look not at the individuals, but at some social or environmental cause of this problem. And when I see so many of our people suffering from the same dis-ease, I didn't say disease, I said dis-ease. When I see so many of us suffering from the same issue, then I realize it's not really their fault. Evidently, something has been put in place that we as a people are messing.
Oh, that's bullshit. I ain't never thought that bike before.
Let's look on. The causes of many of the problems that we have stem from the beliefs and customs that we hold in common. And these beliefs and customs come from something called what? Culture. The causes of many of the problems that we have stem from the beliefs and customs that we hold in common called culture. Everybody read what I have there. What does it say? I must stop blaming people for imitating their cultural influence. Please hold on to that. That's where we mess up. We keep blaming each other for imitating a cultural influence, and we don't even realize we're doing it because we have lost our own identity to that degree. For example, consider the status of women within the context of some cultures. What would make a man say something like, in the good old days, marriages were healthy? What does that mean? In the good old days. You see, things are different now. In the good old days, women were not as free to be as vocal as they are now. That was taboo. You see? But we're in a different day now. Back in the good old days, women did not take care of themselves. Women did not support themselves. Women lived in their daddy's house, lived in their brother's house. They ain't like that now. Sisters ain't gonna let you run over them now, and you living in their house. Sisters ain't gonna sit back and let you do what you want to do, brother, and you driving their car. It don't work like that now. See? So when it says the good old days, what makes a brother say that? Because culturally speaking, I mean, it's some deep stuff, man. Do y'all not know based on culture, women have a low status in society? In some cultures, women have to walk behind the man. In some cultures, a woman is not allowed to get a divorce. The man is, but the woman isn't. You see? Cultures. For example, in 585 AD, the Roman Catholic Church decreed, what church did I just say? Roman Catholic Church decreed that women did not have a soul. What a thing to say. Some bishops decided women women don't have a soul. You don't really understand how deep this thing goes. You really need to understand how the Roman Catholic Church feels about women, period. You really need to understand this whole Greco-Roman concept about the female principle, period. See, when they went into Africa and saw how the ancient Africans held the woman in high esteem and venerated her so dearly, they couldn't take it. And those who've been with me in Africa, you can bear witness, man. All over Egypt, you see where they went and just chiseled the woman out of the stone completely. Just defaced
that's bullshit.
Anything that was female, they defaced. See, in the ancient African Trinity, you had Father, Son, and Mother. Y'all hear me? The Roman Catholic Church couldn't take that. So they went into Egypt and they chiseled Mother out.
That's why they took this.
And replaced her with a ghost.
A whole bunch of men ain't supposed to be together. The Creator created a man and a woman, not a whole bunch of men to be Catholic priests and shit. That's bullshit. That's where all that pedophilia and shit comes from. That fucking Catholic Church bullshit. But y'all wake the fuck up to understand that. This day you gonna understand what's going the fuck on. It's all bullshit that they doing.
Why is it the white man's religion, God can't have a woman? That's deep. I'm saying that I can see some of y'all got a problem with that. Because your culture just did not give you the idea of God having a woman. Why can't God have a goddess? Hello? Why can't he? Chuck. That's like the movie came out, The Last Temptation of Christ. Church don't have a fit. Because the movie depicted that Jesus had sex. Why can't he have sex? I mean, if he had existed, what would have been wrong with that? You have it. Y'all see what I'm saying here? That's some deep thinking, man. That's why the Roman Catholic Church keep messing with little boys.
No.
That's why.
No.
Because there is a human passion and need there called sexual fulfillment.
No.
And these priests are going to do that one way or another. So you ain't going to let them have a woman, so they're going to take your child in. But then again, you got to understand how deep this goes. They don't see nothing wrong with that. You know why? Everybody say agape. How many of y'all have ever heard that word before? Wow, look at the hands. And most of you raise your hands, I bet you heard it in the context of a church. Agape Christians. Or agape fellowship. Da-da-da-da-da. And they tell you agape means love, right? Well, everybody say this. Storgion. That's spelled S-T-O-R-G-E-O-N. Storgion. Everybody say eros. Spelled E-R-O-S. Say phileo. P-H-I-L-E-O. And say agape. A-G-A-P-E. All four of those words that I just gave you are Greco-Roman terms which simply means in English love. You got me? Okay? The thing is, what we don't know is that the word agape in the Greek means the highest form of love. Are y'all grabbing what I'm saying? Okay? Now, because we black folk think on a divine level, when we say the highest form of love, we automatically equate that with God. Y'all grabbing me? But when the Greeks came up with this word agape, they didn't have a God consciousness. Y'all grabbing what I'm saying? Yeah. So what was it meaning in the minds of Greeks who didn't mean it to be God? The highest form of love in the Greek culture is adult male to child male sex. Are y'all hearing this? So now you understand why the Roman Catholic priests have no problem sodomizing little children. Because that, in their cultural paradigm, is agape. So you need to stop saying agape. Those of you who go to Agape Christian Fellowship, every time you say it now, when you hear my voice. Agape means adult male to child male sexual love. Am I making sense, people? Understand how deep this thing is, man. Yes, and it's deep because they symbolize agape in the cross. Grab this. You see, the ancient symbol of our spirituality is the Ankh. I see some of you got one on. Okay, the Ankh, the top of the Ankh, is an oval shape which represents the womb of the woman. The bottom part of the Ankh represents the male phallus or the penis. The sides of the Ankh represents the fallopian tubes or the ovaries where the eggs come through to produce the offspring of the children. And let me tell you how this works, like you don't already know this. When the male penis has an encounter with the woman's womb and seed and sperm are released, you have a baby, or it produces life. That's why the Ankh is the symbol of eternal life. The white folk went in and put cement over the oval part, cemented it up, and chiseled in a small little penis. And what's really deep is this. Show you how sick this is. So you gotta understand this symbology. The steeple on a church represents the male penis. Y'all grabbing this? It is the symbol of resurrection, which is really a derivative of the two words, rise-erection. That's what the ark in the cemetery is. The obelisk in the cemetery is all about. When you go to the graveyard, you see symbols to resurrection. Now, when you take the steeple on a church, which represents a penis, and then you put a cross on top of that steeple, what does the bottom part of the cross represent? A penis. I didn't mean to go into this right here. But when you take a penis and connect it to a penis, that's homosexual activity. Now you don't know this, but you don't understand the power of symbology. Okay? But you see it in your music departments, don't you? Yes, you do. Little packets be up there directing choirs or stuff. Playing the music. And pastors walking along holding on to the invisible handrail. You see all of that, man? But it's okay. You know why? Because the blood of Jesus covers it all. I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to show you our predicament. Yeah. And you want to know why we're messed up as a people. You see, the Roman Catholic Church got a problem with the female. So that's why they decreed women don't have a soul. In 1000 A.D., Roman Catholic Church decreed that noble men had the right to rape peasant women. One of the most effective ways to suppress a people is by putting a device in place that will disassociate a people from their what? Their God, what else? Their spirituality, what
Boy,
else?
bullshit.
Culture, and what else? Their history. And such devices have been used against us as a people. Yes. How many of y'all saw the movie Sankofa? Sankofa. Please see it. Get it. Be sure you find that movie and watch it. And see how they beat this sister in this movie. Beat her. Beat her to make her accept a culture that wasn't hers. Those who have any sense of ethnic and cultural pride are punished. And I want y'all here today who you know that the ancestors have been rising up in you to get you to take a stand for who you are. But there's a punk spirit that parades among us as people. We talk all bold and everything when we get with another conscious person. But as soon as you get back to the unconscious community that you're around, you punk out. Now mind you, I'm not saying be bold in your appearance. Some people say, I stand up for African consciousness because you have locks, you have a dashiki. You got an arc that's 16 inches long. I'm not talking about that kind of representation. Because I see too many people who look conscious, but they're not conscious. You follow what I'm saying? Okay? It's not about how you look on the outside. That's one of the brothers and sisters, that's one of the reasons why I wear a shirt and tie. Okay? Because, see, I'm trying to reach people. Got me? And if I come locked down, up down, dashiki down, they going to run before I get a block close to them. Really? They see me coming a mile away. So when they see Dr. Hagens walk up to them and I speak to them, their defenses are down. And then when I say something like that, you need to understand that if there was an Adam in the Bible who was with us today, the oldest he'd be about 7,000 years old. Okay, and there's a structure in Cairo on the Giza Plateau called the Sphinx, and it's 18,000 years old. Who built it? I'm expecting them like that from another church. I got you now. I got you. Because I just, and then, y'all see what I'm saying? Those who have any sense of ethnic and cultural pride are punished, while those who identify with our oppression are rewarded. Why is that? Why are we rewarded for identifying with our oppressor? The powers that be have achieved the ability, this is deep, to confuse and dissuade resistance to their cultural, anti-spiritual, and economic rule. You hear that? They have achieved the ability to confuse and dissuade, or distract us from resisting their cultural and anti-spiritual and economic rule. That's how they got us, man. Because they tell us, number one, WWJD. I remember the first time I saw that, I thought they had to let us backwards because there's a radio station in New Jersey called WWDJ. And I thought they had just misprinted the, call letters for the radio station. And then somebody told me WWJD stands for What Would Jesus Do? So that's the question, that's the paradigm that many black folk now use in response to a predicament. Oh, grab what I'm saying. How many of y'all have been taught to love your enemy? Come on, be honest. Were you taught to love your enemy? Now, come on. I said, a whole group of people over here, did you raise their hand? Like y'all been around African countries all your life. Well, when y'all went to Sunday school, they taught you to love your enemy. They taught you to pray for them who would misuse you. Didn't they teach you that? They taught you to turn the other cheek, didn't they? Come on, black folk. Why you want to do a thing like that? I mean, think. If somebody walks up to you and slaps you, why you want to say, here, hit me again? That don't make no sense. If I know you're trying to kill me, why do I want to pray for you? Now, you know how deep this is. We really don't want to do that. But cultural influence won't let us be in peace. That's why, you know what we say? We say, you better be glad I'm saved. That's what we say. Well, if I wasn't saved, everything in us is telling us to wear them out. But your Christianized cultural influence said, no, pray for them. But you got to somehow let them know that you really want to put their behind. So you better be glad I'm safe. Who told you couldn't knock your enemy out? Who told you that? I promise you, if we did that, we wouldn't be in the condition we are today. I don't usually admit to this, but I put a song on the internet not too long ago, a couple of years ago, when you're having trouble on your job. Anybody ever hear that? You heard? I'm about to... You heard it. Yeah, I'm the guy who did that. And it's deep because I had more church folk rebuke me for that song. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're a pastor putting out something like that. I'm keeping it real. I said, you feel the same way. You just so phony you can't say it. Because your testimony will be blended. You follow what I'm saying? Tell it like it is, man. Knock your enemy out. Children, I'm not saying go to school and fight. I'm not saying that, okay? Please don't take it like that, okay? No, I don't want y'all going to school saying, Dr. Hagen said knock my enemy out. I don't mean it like that. Okay, I don't mean it like that. What I mean is we got to stop being punks. That's what I mean. We got to stop letting people abuse us and we do nothing about it. That's what I'm talking about. We got to stop letting, racism is real, brothers. It ain't gone nowhere. You can't pray it away. The seeds for success, this is very important, especially academic success, are most effectively planted where? At home. Stop looking for the school to put this in your child. Stop looking for your religious institution to put this in your child. Parent, you got to put it in your child. But it's hard to put it in your child if you don't live it yourself. The presence of books in the home and parents who read and discuss ideas and current affairs almost always influence children to read and to care about things of the mind. Now the problem is, how is that going to happen, parent, if you are occupationally preoccupied and your child is an orphan? What are you saying, Brother Ray? My child ain't no orphan. Yeah. If you're not there to raise them because you have to leave before they go to school, so you have to send them off early to preschool care, and then when they get out of school, they have to go to after-school care because you ain't off work yet. Who's really raising your child? But that's by design. That's by design, man. See, the whole thing is to disintegrate the black family unit so that mama has to work 2 jobs to try to make ends meet. Are y'all grabbing this? So if mama's not there, well, look at here, man. How is the parent going to get involved in the child's intellectual development? By the time you get home, mama, it's like 6 o'clock, 6:30 at night. It's too late to really cook a decent meal. So you buy a Happy Meal. Or you stop by whatever little fast food place and pick your child up something, putting all that embalming fluid in your child. Y'all hear me? It's embalming fluid, man. That's what they use to preserve the meats and stuff. Formaldehyde. So you feed your child all this stuff, and by the time they eat that, you're tired, you done had a crazy day, you don't have time to regenerate. Your child hasn't seen you all day, and they want to spend some time hugging you, and you don't have the energy to give them the attention they need back. Y'all see this cycle? Then it's time to put them in bed, only to wake up the next morning and do the same thing all over again. And you want to know why children have no problem going upside their parents' head today? They don't even really feel like you're their parent. There's no connection there. Too many African-American homes are headed by parents, single or otherwise, who lack interest in the long-term efficacy of education, who do not insist that their children learn. And one of the reasons why you don't insist that your child learn is because you didn't like to learn. You see what I'm saying? Everybody say a parenting initiative. A parenting initiative has to be established. An initiative that forces parents and children to become introspective and diligent. At the core of the black male crisis, what crisis did I just say? That the black male crisis is our failure to assume total responsibility for the destiny of our children, our future. Nearly 100 years ago, educator and civil rights attorney Charles Hamilton Houston said of black people in education, I quote him, "Without education, there is no hope for our people, and without hope, our future is lost." Now, it's really something, man, because you'd be surprised how many of us don't see a need to do this. And the number one reason, I got to go here with y'all, the number one reason why we don't see a need to invest in our future is because we've been taught we ain't got no future. Now, I don't mean somebody actually came to you and said, y'all ain't got no future. I don't mean it like that. We have been subliminally taught that there is no future because Jesus is coming back any day. Understand how this works. Based on the way I grew up, I ain't supposed to have no 5 grandkids. Jesus was on his way back when I was 10 years old. Y'all hearing this? He taking a long time getting here. My great-grandmother used to say when I was a child, he's on his way back. He'll be here any day. Now think how deep this goes. In the mind of a child, when they hear that, you just canceled out their future. You just canceled out any plans for going to school. They don't need to be going to college. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I know it sounds a little funny, but that's how deep this works. That's like telling me that the end of the world is coming next week. If the end of the world is coming next week, ain't no need to go into work. Ain't no need to pay no more bills. It's the same reality here. You see what I'm saying? By any means necessary, African adults must teach African children to take hold of their lives. Young people, y'all hear what I'm saying? Okay? You got something to look forward to. Don't you ever forget that. I'll never forget one day I went into a store to buy something. And this little child walked up to me and said, "May I help you?" I said, "I don't know." "Can you?" You know, and he said, "What is it you're looking for?" And he said it with such dignity. He had to be about 7 years old. He said it with such dignity. I told him. And he directed me to it. And then ushered me to the counter. And when I got to the counter, I found out what was going on. This was his dad's business. And he knew that one day, at 7 years old, he knew that one day this is going to be mine. What do our children have to look forward to? And we blame them for premature pregnancy. We blame them for engaging in the activities that they engage into, but we don't provide a structure of hope and expectation for them. We need to start being about that as a black community and teach our children to take hold of their lives. While we should continue to acknowledge the debilitating effects of racism, we cannot afford to live as victims. Stop speaking like a victim. Stop talking about what the white man did to you. Stop doing that. You've given energy to your own defeat. Stop saying they won't give me no job. Why are you looking for them to give you a job? Oh man, I'm feeling this thing here today. Why are you looking for them to give you anything? Everything the world has came from us. Don't you create your own job? I'm serious about that. It's in you. It's a big stuff, man. God put it in us. We can accomplish anything we want to. Blows my mind, man. How you can take a black man who can't even read, who can build almost anything you want him to build. He can count money, though. He can't read, but he can count money. Yeah. The natural talent that's in us. Little children, like these little children right here, man, just naturally talented. They get up and start singing, start dancing, start doing things. And white folk look at our little children and say, did you send them to school for that? No, it's in us. You ain't got to ask them to give you anything. We must forge a world of what? Self-determination parallel to that of society's racism. An evil that is not disappearing anytime soon. Please don't think racism is going anywhere. Just because we got a chocolate president, don't fool yourself. And notice I said chocolate. Obama has never identified himself as a black man. Never. And he's not going to. He doesn't identify himself as a Negro. He's not going to identify himself with us, period. And if you think it's going to happen, brothers and sisters, I got to drop this on you. Don't be not dismayed. The office of president simply means that he does, not just the United States Senate corporation, he does what the board of directors tells him to do. And the United States is a corporation. Y'all hear that? All right. And I'm going to leave y'all, some of y'all love him, so I'm going to move on. It is imperative that people of color determine what kind of definition. Right definition. Our histories and cultural value system. We must not allow ourselves to be subject to any identification other than an African one. It is also imperative that our women find solace in our own history and in their personal contributions and definitions. And I put that there on purpose because, sisters, be honest with you, it's really up to you. It really is. And the reason brought out is because they know that you maintain the power. And you are the one who becomes emotionally attached to a thing. It's some deep stuff because I get emails and phone calls about it all the time. And if you've listened to Black Liberation Radio, you've heard people call in with the same situation. Brothers call in saying, Brother Ray, you know, man, my wife ain't hearing this, man. My lady ain't hearing this, man. And I say, brother, be patient with her. Because if the sister ever gets this, you will have a queen in Satan. You will have a Yahasate. You see what I'm saying? Because the sisters get emotionally attached to it. I'm sure how deep this goes, man. A sister can clearly see that something ain't right and won't put it down. Still hold on to it. Because she's emotionally attached to it. That's just the nature of the woman. You see, I see sisters who know their son ain't no good. Oh, shit. No, he ain't no good. You know, and still willing to put your house up to bail him out of jail. Because you are emotionally attached to him. See? I've seen, you know, when I was law enforcement, I used to see women lose their houses. Y'all put your credit on the line for a brother you know ain't staying around. Yeah, go out and sign for him to get a car. I hope they didn't get ready. Hope ain't nobody else trying to get no car. Sign for him to get a car. But you, because you are everything in you, can say, don't do that. But you're emotionally attached to it. The way God wired you. And I'll be honest with you, I'm glad God did wire y'all like that. Because that's the strength that is enabling y'all to keep us alive as a people for the last 500 years that we've been here. Sisters, if you ever grab this message of liberation, wait, man, who? Because like I say, we brothers get it, and we talk about it. When men get a thing, they talk about it. When y'all get hold of the things, y'all make it a reality. That's just the way God wired you. That's a good way. If we don't find who we are, we will become consumed by self-centered desire. And the thing about it is the desires that we will become consumed with are the desires that European cultural influences have put on us. Like, what is this thing called Versace or? Versace. What is it? Versace.
Yeah, I got the sideways.
Buying shoes you don't need.
But I got the half getting straight. That's why I got the sideways.
Just for shoes. Shoes are important. Saying a brother get a black pair of shoes, brown pair of shoes. Be all right. Y'all gotta have a pair of shoes to match every color in your outfit. See, that's We will get hung up in decaying negative self-images that become poisonous and not healthy for the African community. Through cultural imperialism, our people have been stripped of what? Their identity and redirected to definitions provided by those who created and left a legacy of suppression. That's why I like to do this so y'all can read it. And actually see, sometimes when you read it, it sinks in a little bit. Okay? We have been stripped of our identity and redirected to definitions provided by our enemy. Y'all grabbing that? It's really painful to me when I hear black people say things like, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. That hurts. I'm going to tell you why it hurts. Okay, because first of all, they're speaking, they left Christianity. Got me? Because they knew that that wasn't real. So they left it. And they still went to an identity that was created by the same people who created Christianity. You see? Now what's painful about saying, when I hear my people say I'm a Hebrew Israelite, or hear them say I'm a Mohammedan, or they hear them say I'm a Christian, what's painful about that is that's what I call an eponymous identity. So Ray, what do you mean by that? An eponymy. And write it down. E-P-O-N-Y-M-Y. Eponymy. That's how it's pronounced. Eponymy means that you're taking on the identity of someone who never existed. So when you say I'm a Hebrew, well, where did that come from? It came from the Bible. Right? There was a dude in the Bible called Jacob. In the Bible. Named Jacob, who wrestled with the angel all night long. Yes. Right? And because after he wrestled with the angel and then gave up and was faithful and everything, God, in the Bible, God says to Jacob, henceforth now, I'm going to change your name from Jacob. You're going to henceforth be called Israel. Now, why did God name him Israel? Why? Why the word Israel? Why not Malcolm? Why Israel? Because it's going back to Africa. Is is Isis. Ra is the name of the manifestation of God and the sun in the sky. And El is the prefix for the word God. You see? But what's deep about it is Jacob never existed. Are y'all hearing me? Everybody, okay. Hold your circle up. Everybody say this. Anything can be real. In literature. Y'all get that? In literature, anything can be real. Okay? That's why the Bible says it is written. You must understand, just because the Bible says it is written don't mean it happened. It means just what it says. It is written. Got me? And if we want to make something happen simply because it's written, then that means Little Red Riding Hood outran the wolf. No. Because that's written too. Got me? No, man. There was no Jacob. Please understand that. So if there was no Jacob, how could God change the name to Israel? In literature it happened, but not in history. Got me? So if there was no Jacob, there could be no Israel. So how are you going to call yourself Israel? You see? It hurts me when I hear our people so void of their own identity that we have to look into the literature of our oppressor to find an identity for ourselves. That hurts. In order for the dominant culture, read this with me. What does it say? In order for the dominant culture, and by the way, who is that? Caucasian. European, right? Yes. Here in America, it's European. Let's keep it real. That's the dominant culture in this country. Okay? Let's read it. In order for the dominant culture to do what? To remain dominant. Stop. That's what it is about. Our great ancestor warrior scholar Dr. John Henry Clark said, don't ever think that those in power are going to give up their power. Don't ever think that.
Why do you think they destroyed Black Wall Street? They destroyed Black Wall Street because they saw us prospering. They saw us getting ready to outdo them. But it ain't really about that neither. It's about us coming together as fucking people and surviving as people and saying fuck these Jews, these bullshit of ruling over the fucking people and fucking killing the people like we ain't shit. And they polluting our air, people. Black, white, Puerto Rican, all different nationalities. This is our air. Our water. Our land that's being polluted to the point where you can't grow no natural shit out of it.
Psychological slavery, discouraging aspirations, and stifling the strength and will to be free of the people who they have targeted for suppression. Read it a couple more times. That's what this warfare is about here. The dominant culture has put a mechanism in place to actually put you in the position to not even want to be free. You don't want to be free. You don't want to be free because that's too much work. Freedom is something that has to be pursued. Freedom is something that has to be diligently sought out. Freedom is something you have to study for. See, we were raised saying you ain't got to do nothing because Jesus paid it all. All you got to do is believe. And that's where some of us are. Brother Ray, I hear you. I hear what you say. I hear what you say. But no. You wasn't there. You don't know when, you don't know where. You don't know what the Lord is doing. It ain't about that. I'm trying to get you to understand that the only way you're going to be free is learn to think for yourself. This ain't about exercising faith. Look at somebody next to you and say, when you have faith, that means you don't know.
I don't know your heart gonna beat.
Please understand.
But I have faith in the heartbeat. That's why I said I got faith in the heartbeat. And I got faith in the heartbeat gonna tell you to tell me the truth.
You only put faith in what you do not know exists. That's Christ's faith. You got y'all walking around talking about faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Think about that. Come on, let's take 30 seconds and rehearse that one more time. Now, this is the stuff. I used to preach that all the time. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of. You are a fool for even walking around saying something like that. Think about it again. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's some deep stuff, man. That is really a dumb statement, man. I mean, it really is. The substance of things hoped for. Hope never comes. Hope never comes. Think about what I'm saying here. If it comes, then ain't no more hope. You don't hope for something you have. And people get happy happy on hope. Like this dumb song they got out. My ship is coming in. My ship has finally come. Now, I know some of y'all like that. I know you do because they play it all the time. And that's where the cultural influence comes in. But if you would just think about it for a moment. Why are you getting happy? Because he said his ship is coming. But think about it. He said his ship is come. What you jumping up and down for? My ship has finally come. And then if you really look at the words, he says, I can see it out on the ocean. Well, it ain't come then. You guys, imagine, okay, let's see this now. All right, just put this in your mind. You standing on the shore, on the dock, waiting for your ship to come. And you see this ship way out there. And you start jumping up and down. Whoa, my ship coming. Whoa, my ship coming. Whoa, whoa. And after a while, the ship starts going that way. Oh. Who told you that was your ship in the first place? You see, it's so bad to be so emotionally destitute that all somebody got to do is give you an idea and you think it becomes your reality. Woo. See, that's why folks don't like me. Folks don't like what I'm saying because they say, Brother Ray, you take away all our joy. I want you to keep it real. Stop putting faith in something that doesn't exist. You know, and it's really disappointing to me when I see our people get happy over what they think is coming. Y'all not know I used to see folks run around the church. I mean, take off and go run a track around the church because the preacher would look at a sister and say, your blessing is on the way. You can tell people in the church, your blessing is on the way. What's on the way? What? And that's enough for us. We keep going to church week after week after week to get that same thing. When you gonna learn? It ain't got here yet. When you gonna learn? And you pay your tithe, okay? To keep being lied to. I better move on, man. Yes. We must direct our energies toward the recreation of cultural alternatives informed by ancestral visions of a future that celebrates our Africanness, and there's the word I used earlier, and induces, meaning reach into you and pull out the African warrior that's in you, the African scholar that's in you, the teacher that's in you, the griot that's in you, the mother that's in you, the father that's in you, the sister, the brother, the builder that is in each one of us to come forth. It's in us. We got to get it out. Our culture has been historically victimized by a European ideological and philosophical parameter. So we must reclaim our own image. We must look at a God that looks like us. Yes, isn't it deep? Dr. Ben said the Japanese God looked Japanese. Chinese God looked Chinese. The Hindu God looks Hindu.
You still using that God.
Why doesn't our God look like us?
That's that man-made bullshit.
It did at one time. Sure. But now it's got blue eyes. Blonde hair. Our salvation, and when I say our salvation, I mean our redemption, lies in our African ancientness and connectedness, not in a romanticized glorification of the past, but in a return to a true African centered. When I say a romanticized glorification of the past, some of us are actually romantically in love with ancient Africa. We ain't doing nothing today. But we spend a lot of time talking about what we did thousands of years ago. Y'all follow what I'm saying? We talk about the pyramids that we built. We talk about the great temples of antiquity that we built. Okay? And you can't even hold an apartment today. Something's wrong with that. Don't talk about the ancient past like that's really saying you ain't doing nothing today. From a right center, icons can be retrieved in our image that will allow us to tap the energy of the collective conscious will of our people. The group that has the power, to enforce its definition of reason or its culture so that it becomes the most reasonable, consequently has a mandate to control those whose reasoning abilities are judged to be less. Y'all grab that. In other words, the group that has the power to make you live like they want you to live, they must never, ever surrender that power. Because they have acquired everything they have acquired as a result of having their reason or their culture over you. A cultural revolution. Wow. What did I just say? A cultural revolution calls for the use of countless methods, ideas, theories, and tactical procedures. This points to the utility of multimedia and incorporating everyone, from poets to computer programmers, painters to ball players. Within each of us is the spirit to reject oppression and exploitation. That's natural in us. If you want to be a slave, something's wrong with you. There's a spirit in us that has a longing to be free. I remember in the movie Amistad, his brother stood up in the box there in the court, and he just started, like the ancestors overtook him. It was a movie, but man, it was so powerful. And he just started saying, he didn't even speak English, but he just started hollering, "Give us free! Give us free!" Get the hell out of them white folks. Give us free! First of all, the white folks said, how's he speaking English? I guess that was real talk, huh? Yeah. Give us free! That's the spirit of the African. You are complacent, being owned.
Yep. Ain't number products in them fishes. And I'm talking about
all individual empowerment that will bring
every time y'all motherfuckers got social security card.
Thank you for listening.
So y'all need to be watching and listening to everything, anything that people say. Go to me from white to a white man. See what he got to say. So again, here's video. That's me.
I really want to see an accelerated advancement.
Okay.
African-centered thinking. Now notice I said accelerated. In other words, I want us to really begin to understand, as even the Bible says in the 5th chapter of Ephesians, we've got to redeem the time. We've wasted too much time. There's a passage in the Bible that says, Lord, teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts to wisdom. Transliterated, spend my time so that my time would not to something. The connotation with that is the concept that there are people who have been on this planet for 50, 60, 70 years. But when you really total up the days that matter, they're not even 1 year old.
Okay, our sailors have returned. Now get comfortable. We'll be back down there soon enough.
People are wasting time. Looking good, but wasting time. Can sing like a sparrow, but wasting time. Make all kind of money, but wasting time.
Yep.
There's a predicament that we are in, and most of us don't know we're in.
Yep.
Let me tell you what
Fair use, motherfuckers. Fair use. And I say that just loving you, knowing you are really me, too. That's why it's us all together, not one together. Because I know the one that put it all together. I'm just trying to tell you.
intentionally and specifically designed.
Y'all didn't believe in what somebody else told you.
Are y'all following? And the only way that those planners can dominate and control the societies of the world is by misleading the people in those societies to believe in a manner that would not be threatening to those who are in power.
Why you think they allowed you to learn how to read? What they learned you to read first was the Bible. So they get you to believe in the God and Jesus bullshit shit. They got you.
Bloodline conspiracy in religion. The bloodline conspiracy in religion. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. What I'm getting ready to share with you, I have never heard a preacher talk what I'm getting ready to share with y'all. Never. And I think I'm the only one crazy enough to stand, or bold enough, that's what I really meant to say, to stand and let you know this information from the pulpit. Because see, this position that I'm standing in, according to the mandates of the Church of England, notice I said of the Church of England, I'm only supposed to teach you certain things. Now there's a book that I encourage you to get. You may even be able to pull it up on the internet. It's called Certain Homilies.
Yes, sir.
That was decreed to be taught in the pulpits from the Roman Church and the Church of England.
I got
And
that.
anything outside those homilies, ministers are not supposed to talk about that. The reason why is because the program is we've got to keep the masses under control.
Now you want to come get me back.
So the only way to keep the masses under control is to feed them doctrines and concepts and precepts that we, the power brokers, have fabricated. If we do that and the people believe that,
Well,
then everything will run in accordance with our program. Every now and then somebody stands up with a Christ-like ministry or a liberator
Where we going, man?
that goes against the grain, that does not walk in the trodden path. first one comes to my mind is Marcus Garvey. And of course, you know what they had to do, brother. They had to put him out the country. You know? The bloodline conspiracy in religion. Now, bear with me for a moment here as I give you an historical backdrop. You gotta understand this historical backdrop to grab this thing here. Go back with me in time. If you use your mind to just kind of go back through the corridors of time to a year called 359 BCE. There was a man named Philip of Macedonia. And the Macedonians had just suffered a defeat at the hands of the Illyrians. Macedonia was in political and military turmoil, and Philip immediately set about to bring the people of Macedonia under his control. After exacting revenge on the Illyrians by defeating them in 358 BCE, Philip sought to bring all of Upper Macedonia under his control and make everybody loyal to him. Okay? Now, his primary method, follow this, his primary method of establishing and creating alliances and strengthening loyalties was through marriage. Yeah, he would use the influence of women to gain loyalty to himself. The most important marriage to Philip was to a woman named Olympias. They were married, and Olympias gave birth to a man by the name, or boy child by the name of Alexander. Yeah. Alexander, I call him the barbarian. I call him Alexander the invader. White folk call him Alexander the Great. And history, children, y'all are taught to call him Alexander the Great. And that's what you can put on your test page, just with Alexander. What I'm great about him. And if they mark you wrong on your test, come tell us, and the African village will address it. You don't have to acknowledge somebody as great if they were not great. Challenge the teacher and ask, from whose perspective was he great? You see, Philip had several political and military innovations that helped to make Macedonia a major power. Now he began to practice allowing the sons of nobles to receive academic training in his personal court. And here the sons would not only develop a fierce loyalty to Philip, but he would also hold the children hostage to keep their parents from interfering with his authority. That's tough, man. What am I good about? I don't have to know too many white folk who there's something good about. I mean, white folk in leadership positions. I really mean that. That power, there's a phrase people that says, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And there's not one European in history who was a good leader. Or maybe I should say, and I mean good in the real sense of the term. Philip became Council of Corinth, Philip outlined his system for ruling
Jump out in front of the car, boy.
other countries. Did you hear what I said?
That was
Other
crazy.
countries. Philip declared war on Persia. To further his conquest, he would send thousands of troops into other lands. He would send out what we in the military or Marine Corps today call recon units, disguised as emissaries. And when he received report from his intelligence officers of the wisdom and knowledge of the spirituality of the great Northeast African people, Philip, in his desire to have conquest, said, I must have that land. Y'all see this history here? Yes. He heard about how awesome it was in Egypt. He heard about the massive temples that were there. He heard about the great Egyptians' armor. Yeah, buddy. He heard about soldier Nebuchadnezzar. He heard about the accomplishments of Imhotep. He heard about the fact that this great vizier, architect, musician, mathematician, astrologer, builder, grandmaster builder, had answers to things that they could not even begin to conceive. And Philip said, I got to have that. Deep. So, he shared this information with his military forces, of whom the commander was his son, Alexander. I'll follow this thing there. But before he could get out into his conquering program, like he really wanted to, on his way into Asia Minor to conquer that, he was stabbed and assassinated. So his son, Alexander, assumed his throne and decided to carry out his daddy's wishes of conquering other lands. So what happened? Alexander went into Egypt. How many of y'all have ever heard of Alexandria? Y'all don't mind this history lesson, do you? So you got to understand this, people. You got to understand how this program came into being in the first place. When they went into Kemet, when they went into Africa and saw the great achievements of these people, they knew that the only way to conquer this land was to deceive these people. First of all, it was, I come in peace. Can't we all just get along? And we African people, as we are, loving, welcome our enemy with open arms. Welcome them into our home, only to find that they were Trojans.
Keep going up, into the service room.
So these Greco-Roman Europeans came in and subverted our land from the inside. Look at the person next to you and say, you got to be careful who you let into your ranks. Did y'all hear that? You got to be careful who you let into your ranks, because their method of defeat is called infiltration. Well, after getting into Africa and really seeing firsthand the African spiritual system of salvation, they said the system. Yeah, buddy, they came in, and when they came into power, and the Ptolemies, in case y'all don't know what the Ptolemies are, the Ptolemies were European pharaohs. They weren't home folk. They were invaders who came in and usurped the throne of Egypt. You can tell who the Ptolemies are when you go over there because you see all of these blank chenus inscribed in stone. And see, if there's no name in the chenu or the cartouche, that meant that they weren't really one of us. You had all these Ptolemies that ascended the throne. European rulers in Egypt. And the thing about it is, not only did they ascend the throne, but they wanted to read the scripture. What the true words of the God's word. Look at the picture. They see it in the walls of the temples. They see it in the tombs and in the rooms of the pyramids. And they couldn't read it. So you know what they did? They found some Egyptians to read and translate this for us. And thousands upon thousands of black Africans died because they would not share the sacred words of God with these invaders. This is not for you. You're not going to tell us what it says? Off with your head. Boom. A lot of heads came off. All because they would not reveal the secret. Sound familiar, don't it, brothers? But there was a group of sellouts. There's a group of sellouts, doggone it. And these invaders found this group of sellouts who said, listen, we'll tell you what it means. We'll tell you what it means. But the only problem is they didn't really tell them exactly what it meant. They translated it for them in a way that would spare their lives. But of course, they betrayed or betrayed our people. Once gaining a foothold into the spiritual system of the African people, these folk from this bloodline of Philip of Macedonia decided that they must dominate the world. And again, for those of you who may be listening, or for those of you here today, write down these two words, manifest destiny. Write those two words down. Those two words is the title of a doctrine of what is called European expansionism. It's been going on for a long time. That means that's when they go into other countries and other cultures and literally take that land from those people. Brothers and sisters, do y'all have an idea of how many Africans died resisting European invasion? Look at the person next to you and say, no, you ain't got no idea. As we say every Sunday, we're talking about more than 600 million who were lost in the Middle Passage alone. And they won't let you forget the 6 million Jews. They won't let you forget that. They put Schindler's List out. They won't let you forget about these so-called imposter Jews. Notice what I said, imposter Jews, that's a good thing to come up with. Because the word Jew comes from the word Judah. And I'm waiting for somebody to verify the existence of Judah. Somebody verify it for me. Remember I put a challenge out on the radio a couple months ago? I put out a challenge. I'll do it one more time. For those who may be watching this on television, somebody please give me the name of a white man that's before Adam. Name a white person that predates Adam. I'm waiting for you to answer that question. I should look in the camera since you're looking at me on television. I'm waiting for you to answer that question. You cannot do it. And the reason why you cannot do it, invader, barbarian, is because you have no past. Am I talking too hard? When you don't have a past, you must create myth and propaganda to supplement the facts of your existence. That's why they started with Adam. See, this bloodline, in order to control the world, you must deceive the world. This bloodline comes down from Philip all the way to Cleopatra, who married the Roman Emperor Julius Caesar, bore him a son who became Ptolemy the 14th. She also bore twins. How many of y'all ever heard of Mark Anthony before? All right, those who know the history. Cleopatra's son, bloodline of Philip of Macedonia, whose son was Alexander. Coming further on down, we got another descendant in the same bloodline, named Herod the Great. Same bloodline. Coming further on down, we got another descendant, same bloodline, called King James. Right here. The man whose name is on this book is of the same bloodline of Philip of Macedonia. Oh, I got to expose this mess here. So you can see, brothers and sisters, how well put together this program is. Don't just stop at King James. Prince Charles, Queen Elizabeth, his mama. Bloodline of the Roman Piso family, of Alexander the Barbarian, of Philip of Macedonia, the same bloodline, the same family. What's deep about that people is because the Piso families, you heard me say in the 7 and 9 o'clock class, they are the authors of the New Testament. Not Matthew, not Mark, not Luke, not John, not Paul. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying makes your hair curl up. I know it does. But the only way you're going to free yourself from the grasp of European domination is you got to first see how those fingers are holding you. I'm trying my best to. It's deep because this thing is embedded into the very fiber of our existence as we don't even know it. They put together fictitious, they put together lies with such veracity and backed it with such finance that it became a reality for those who just listen to them. When you know that, man, it's deep. When you know that a family such as this could be so powerful as to where they could literally write into history your spiritual experience. That's power. When they can make
Y'all heard that? The power and thing about it is that he laid up for you.
You're not supposed to know this. You're not supposed to understand. See, in other words, people, the name pizza. Coming right down through all this, we would all say, wait a minute, something ain't right here. Something ain't right. So why pizzas got to be over everything? That's what we would say. But because the last name is different, we think that's exactly the problem, y'all. It's only the name different. Same bloodline. It gets better yet. From Philip and Macedonia, the same man who decreed 350 years BC to control the world, believe it or not, a great grandson of his was called George Washington. Now, those of you who out joyriding don't even pay no attention to what I'm saying. You shouldn't go nowhere anyway. I'm talking about those of you who got the destination in your mind of liberating your people. Hear what I'm telling you. Hear what I'm telling you. George, the first president of the United States, bloodline. Second president of the United States, John Adams, same bloodline. Third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, same bloodline. Don't y'all think something's wrong here? John Quincy Adams, second president's son, sixth president, same bloodline. From Philip of Macedonia, down through Alexander, down through the Piso family, down through Alexander the Barbarian, through King James, through Herod the Great.
Even Obama got the same bloodline.
Bloodline is in charge of everything today.
I'm trying to tell you. Same bloodline. Even in Obama, it's the same bloodline.
A man called George Bush. Same bloodline, people.
Even Obama.
Same bloodline. It's a man named Bill Clinton. Same bloodline.
You ain't said Obama yet.
Now we got another Bush. Bush's baby boy. Same bloodline. Well, Pastor, what has that got to do with anything? Good God Almighty. I try so hard to show you how this is all intertwined in your enslavement and in my enslavement and the subjugation of us as a people. You got to remember, folks, that this whole program was put in place because they saw the genius of Africa. They saw African spirituality and how powerful it was. And the only way to prevent these same people from the African bloodline from resurrecting themselves and returning to their greatness is to create a lie and make them believe in it. Am I talking too excited here? And the word Gracie says, I got to be strong with this because I know what I'm dealing with here. Who knows, this may be the most dangerous message I've ever preached. Yeah, I hear y'all. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You're so kind. I love you dearly. I love you dearly. But see, these folks are so powerful, y'all, that when y'all sleep, those of you who got my back, when y'all asleep, they can maneuver very, very well. So I'm glad God got my back. Yeah. We must understand, people, we must understand that it's it's important for you to realize for your own spiritual growth and development and liberation that you have been bamboozled. Come on, let's admit it. Let's admit it. I have been bamboozled. I mean, big time. Brothers and sisters, do you not know that I have spent the greater part of my life preparing myself to carry out this conspiracy? To be a participating instructor of the bloodline conspiracy in religion. They gave me degrees to teach this conspiracy. Oh, I think we can have a mega church if we just teach the conspiracy. Good God Almighty. And look at the person next to you saying, mega church ain't important. It's not important. The process of liberation is painful. And I live this pain. To the point of, in fact, in preparing this message, I got so stressed. Don't you talk this stuff. I got so stressed from it that the same effect that I have in male clothing. You know, I just want to Wi-Fi go one side. You know, I began to feel that last night. You know? And it's that pressure there. I mean, you know, we always say, I'm going to tell the truth anyhow. And don't nobody stand here, I'm going to tell the truth. But see, y'all, a truth is going to come that is so awesome and so powerful that you really going to have to think again. Do you really mean what you say? And I have to remind myself, I vowed and intended when raised in the fact that I'm around. My obligation and my oath was to leave from this place and tell the truth. It's deep, y'all. It's like the ancestors in the very place where Philip's son invaded was still there saying, go back and tell what happened. Go back and tell the truth. Go back and open the eyes of the people so that our great-great-great-grandchildren can be free from this bondage that they put on my feet. See, y'all, we have confused. We have confused spirituality with jumping up and down. We think that because it feels good, it's godly. We think that because we go through that, God is moving. There's nothing more than the result of your own subliminal, suggestive, hypnotic suggestion. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't feel good and rejoice. But how in the hell are you going to jump up and down when your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews are getting shot in the chest in the street? How are you going to jump up and down? How are you going to jump up and down and act like everything is all right when our people are being eliminated through the military program of the United States Project MK HIV program? How are you going to jump up and down? witness to see that there could be a people so well in place that they own theology seminaries, that they own universities that's training our children, programming our children to be their agents. Programming me. It's a conspiracy. Look at the person next to you and say, we've got to unravel the conspiracy. Unraveling the conspiracy is some serious work, people. Y'all hear me? Some of y'all guys flee. Now, don't get me wrong. Listen to me carefully. Some of you are going to have to leave. I don't want you to leave. But some of you don't have to leave. You know why? Because you're not that serious. You understand what I'm saying? You're not that serious. You like the idea of learning. You're not ready to be a warrior. And you don't get on the battlefield unless you're ready to fight. You don't do that. Nobody in their right mind goes and stands out on the battlefield somewhere. Hey, y'all, look kind of nice out here. Look at that guy. Oh. It don't work like that, people. When you get on the battlefield, you have a weapon in your hand. And you get into the trenches, and you're prepared to eliminate your enemy. Or your enemy will eliminate you. That's what warfare is all about. How many of you have ever heard about spiritual warfare? I mean, how many of you have? Oh, y'all heard of spiritual warfare before. But brothers and sisters, let me share something with you. Spiritual warfare is real. Yes, it's real. We're at war with spiritual wickedness in high places. The Bible says it, and it says it so well. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God. And then it starts naming the armor. God is so right. It says, have on the breastplate of righteousness. Look at the person next to you and say, you gotta be right. I appreciate you. Y'all so distracted, y'all. I'd rather be thirsty. So y'all know in the future, okay? Look at the person next to you and say, I'd rather be right. I'd rather be right than popular. Popularity brings money. Popularity brings a good Lexus. I could use a Lexus. But doggone, I'd rather walk and be a messenger of truth than to ride in a Mercedes Benz and have God angry with me. Am I making sense here? The shield of faith. You gotta believe in yourself. If you believe, y'all remember that song? Within your heart you know no one can change the path that you must go. And that deep, we got more faith in a concept that the right man gave to us than we got in the person sitting next to you right now on the pew. In money. Look at everybody saying money. Come on, say it like you mean it. In money. Now some of y'all don't even know, some of y'all thought I said money. Some of y'all said in money. No, not in money. In money. I-M-A-N-I. leadership. We got enough leadership in the black community that's selling out the black community because they're agents for the bloodline that I've just been telling y'all about. You know what's really tragic, people, is when people are agents for the enemy and don't know they're agents. That's the most dangerous agent because they really honestly think that they're on the right track. If you go deeply enough into the genealogical research of this bloodline conspiracy, you'll find that all of the presidents of this country are related to the bloodline of Philip of Macedonia. Steve, y'all think that your voting has something to do with who's going to be the president? Don't y'all believe that? That's what they, see, that's the program. That's what they want you to believe. They already decided when the child is born.
No, don't get out now. Don't get out now. Don't get out now. Don't get out now. I put out the fires first. I put out all the fires first. I put out all the fires first.
Listen, if Lord gets in, you'll find he's in the bloodline too. Don't matter. Long as it's the bloodline conspiracy. Yeah. Scottish family. The Windsor. Great Britain. The Dutch families. The French. All of the bloodline of these people. Now, why is it important that this bloodline exists? Again, I told you, for control and domination. There is no people as powerful as a people who know who they are. I'll say that again. There is no people as powerful as a people who know who they are. You got that? Once you know who you are, once you know who your God is, there's no stopping you. Because the ancestors walk by your side. The tHE, the gods walk with you when you know who you are. So, to keep you from becoming strong, to keep you socially, emotionally, politically, intellectually, and spiritually oppressed, they must not allow you to know who you are. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? Give you a program to excite you. That's why we like amusement parks. Think with me. That's why we like amusement parks. Y'all know what the word amuse means? Amuse means don't think. Muse means think. Amuse means don't think. So they build what they call theme parks. And do we go to theme parks? We do? I need a break, honey. I had a hard week. See, that's the kind of pressure I'm now, you say you ain't got no business going to Six Flags?